Good morning, the students of class 6. Today I am present with your social science history class, and today I'm going to discuss the topic from your chapter 3. What about other customs and practices? You have read in previous class about the different how people started making their houses and their utensils and pots. Now today we learn about the different group of people and their customs. Before that, open page number 27 of your book and start following. That many farmers at the time and herders also lived in groups. As per some scholars, except archaeologists, some scholars also studied the life of the farmers and herders, and they have found that some people lived in a group and they are called tribes. They follow some customs and practices that may have existed earlier. Today also, what customs and practices they practiced, it was very much similar of the culture and practice that were people used to in long ago. So what is the definition of tribe in this case? The tribes usually 2 or more generations live together in small settlements or villages, and most families are related to one another. Groups of such families form a tribe. Today you can see the tribes living in different part of our country, in different states, and also in our society also. But most of them or some people already left their old traditions and moved forward and learned new things, and also mixed with our indigenous society, our new society. But at that time, when this farmer and herders, they started living in a group or in this way, and they have some family relations between them within a group, they are called tribes. So what are the occupations of those tribes? That hunting, gathering, farming, herding and fishing. So these are the 5 most common occupation among those people. Now, what is the occupation of the women? Now, before discussing their occupations in detail, I wanted to inform you that those people actually divided their work into as per their gender. That men do some works, women do some works, and as well as the elderly people, they also do some different works, and children also. At the time, they also did the same way. So in ancient period, women do most of the agricultural work together, and they did the looking after the small plant. They also getting water, weeding the plants, and sometimes they also harvesting the crops after the ripening, as well as the other works like threshing the grains, husking it, and grinding for cooking. So all this work done by the women at the tribal societies. Most often the children's also looking after the plants and driving away animals and birds from their agricultural fields. This is also sometimes the children's also help their mothers and women of their society. Now, what are the occupations, what are the work of the men? The men of their society mainly involved in herding, fishing and hunting. They look after large herds of animals, and in the morning, every morning they took those herds of animals in search of pasture land for good quality of grasslands where their animals can and they can feed their animals. except that the children often looked after the small flocks of animals, like a group of the ducks or some hen or other birds and animals, small birds and animals. They most often they help their fathers and elderly members of their society. Now, men and women, they also doing they together doing some activities like cleaning animals and milking. Cleaning animals and milking and looking after them, it is also a big duty. This is also done by the men and women both. Except that making pots, baskets for storing their goods, their grains, also the different types of tools for daily use, their huts, and taking part in different festivals, including dancing, singing, and decorating their huts. This is also the duty of the men and women both. So in this way, the tribal society divided. In the tribal society, they have divided their duties among them. Now, except this, now there are some leaders of those societies. They consider some people as leaders, and most of the time they are old or experienced person or priests. Those performed some religious rituals, or young and brave warriors regarded as leaders of their society. So in this way, tribals decided their leader. Except those things, they have their own distinct features. They have their own traditions, customs, their own religions, gods and goddesses. And those things are totally different and have some unique features, and those things are not matched with our other traditions in the society. So another thing is that they consider the nature, their forest, the water bodies, the mountains, and the grasslands, everything as a gift of their god, and sometimes they also worship those things as their god. So, and in this way, they looking after the nature. They also collect their resources, their fruits and roots from the nature, as well as they also looking after the nature. Another most important features of their society, they used the products of the nature and resources together. They never fought between them. They equally distribute the share of the resources that were collected from the nature. And in their society, we have never seen that division of rich and poor. Some people got more lands, but this is not create any problem in their society. At that time also it had not created any problem, because rich and poor concept is not there in their society. So in this way, tribal people, they lived from the ancient time to the modern time with the same way. They may have changed something with to correlating with your modern society, but most of the time they followed the old things. So that's all from today's subunit. What about other customs and practices? Next day we'll discuss another subunit from your chapter 3. Till then, don't forget to like and subscribe our channel. Thank you for watching.